Did you know that your personal address could be publicly visible when you start a business? That's right, unless you take steps to protect it. Today, we're reviewing Northwest Registered Agents, a company that offers a unique privacy feature to keep your personal info off public records. But is it worth it? Well, let's find out together. Starting a business is super exciting, right? You've got this amazing idea and you're ready to make it happen. But then you start looking into all the legal stuff and suddenly it's not so fun anymore. There's so much paperwork, so many rules, and it can feel pretty overwhelming. That's where Northwest Registered Agents comes in. They're like your guide through all this confusing business stuff. They've got this cool privacy feature that keeps your personal info safe, and they offer personalized help too. But here's the thing, is Northwest really the best choice for you? Well, let's dig deeper and find out what makes them different from other companies out there. The Mentor revealed, Northwest Registered Agents. Alright, let's get to know Northwest Registered Agents a bit better. These guys have been around since 1998, so they're not some new startup trying to cash in on the LLC formation trend. They're a family-owned company based in Spokane, Washington, and they've grown to be one of the biggest players in the game. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly do they do? Well, their main thing is helping people like you form LLCs and act as a registered agent. And get this, they can do it in all 50 states. That's pretty handy if you're thinking about expanding your business down the line. Now, one thing that really stands out about Northwest is their pricing. They charge a flat rate of $39 for LLC formation, plus whatever your state fees are. No hidden costs, no surprises. It's refreshing to see a company that's upfront about their pricing, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember that privacy thing I mentioned earlier? Northwest has this cool feature where they use their address instead of yours on all those public documents. That means your personal info stays off public record. It's like having a shield for your privacy. Now, let me break it down for you. When you start a business, there's usually a ton of paperwork that becomes public record. Anyone can look it up and see your home address if that's what you used. But with Northwest, they put their address on all those forms instead. So if someone's snooping around, they'll just see Northwest address and not yours. This privacy feature is a big deal, especially in today's world where personal information is so valuable. Think about it. Do you really want your home address out there for anyone to find? Probably not. Northwest gets that, and they've made it a key part of their service. But privacy isn't the only thing that Northwest has going for them. They're also known for their customer service. They don't just hire random people to answer phones. Their support team is made up of actual experts who know their stuff. So when you call with a question, you're talking to someone who can really help you, not just read from a script. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but are they really that different from other companies? Well, that's a good question. There are definitely other options out there. They've got their own pros and cons. But here's the thing, Northwest has this unique combination of privacy protection, expert support, and straightforward pricing that's hard to beat. We'll dive into a more detailed comparison in a second. You know, starting a business is a big deal. It's exciting, but it can also be pretty scary. There's so much to think about, so many decisions to make. Having a company like Northwest in your corner can make a huge difference. They're not just filing out forms for you. They're providing real, valuable support to help your business succeed. Trials and tribulations, navigating the LLC formation process. Alright, let's talk about the real challenges of forming an LLC. It's not just about filing a few forms and boom, you're done. No, it's way more complicated than that. You've got piles of paperwork to deal with, each state has its own rules, and if you're like most entrepreneurs, time is not on your side. You're trying to juggle a million things at once, and the last thing you need is to get bogged down in legal matters. This is where Northwest Registered Agents really shines. They've got this awesome service called Corporate Guide. It's not just some fancy name, it's a game changer. Basically, they connect you with local business experts who know their stuff. These aren't just random customer service reps. They're people who understand the ins and outs of forming an LLC in your specific state. Now, let me break it down for you. Say you're starting a business in California. Your corporate guide will be someone who knows California business law like the back of their hand. They can answer your questions, help you navigate the paperwork, and give you personalized advice that's tailored to your situation. It's like having a business expert on speed dial. But here's the kicker. Northwest is so confident in their service that they offer a 100% error-free guarantee. Yep, you heard that right. If they make a mistake on your paperwork, they'll fix it at no extra cost to you. That's huge, especially when you're dealing with legal documents where even a small error can cause big problems down the line. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This all sounds great, but what do real customers say? Well, I've got a real testimonial for you. One customer said, Northwest Registered Agents is one of the more seamless companies to work with in regards to company formation and registered agents. That's pretty high praise, especially in an industry that can be notoriously complicated and frustrating. Now, let's talk about their online system for a second. It's super user-friendly, which is a breath of fresh air if you've ever dealt with clunky government websites. And if you do run into issues, their customer support is top-notch. They're responsive, knowledgeable, and actually helpful. No getting bounced around from department to department or waiting on hold for hours. Now, let's compare Northwest's pricing to some of their competitors. I won't name names just yet, but let me tell you, it's like night and day. Northwest keep things simple with straightforward pricing with their $39 flat rate for LLC formation, plus state fees. You know exactly what you're getting and how much it's going to cost. No surprises and no hidden fees. On the other hand, some of their competitors, well, let's just say they like to make things complicated. They've got these confusing tiered packages that make you feel like you need a degree in economics to figure out what you're actually paying for. And don't even get me started on the hidden fees. You think you're getting a great deal, but then, bam, you get hit with all these extra charges you never saw coming. One review I came across really sums it up. Many formation services have an entry-level package that's $0. The trade-off ends up being that they often auto-renew you for hundreds of dollars the following year. That's a nasty surprise nobody wants to deal with when they're trying to get their business off the ground. With Northwest, what you see is what you get. Their $39 flat rate for LLC formation is refreshingly simple. No tricks, no gimmicks, just honest pricing for quality service. The ultimate test, Northwest versus the competition. All right, it's time for the showdown you've been waiting for. Let's put Northwest Registered Agents up against some of their biggest competitors and see how they stack up. Now, I'm not gonna name names again, but you probably know who we're talking about. Those big players in the LLC formation game. We already discussed the pricing comparison earlier, so now let's talk about more of the customer support. Remember that corporate guide service we talked about? It's real, personalized expert support. When you call Northwest, you're talking to someone who actually knows their stuff. They're not just reading from a script or trying to upsell you to something. On the other hand, some of their competitors, well, let's just say their customer service can be hit or miss. You might get someone helpful, or you might end up feeling like you're talking to a wall. It's a gamble. And when you're dealing with something as important as starting a business, do you really want to take that chance? And here's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about privacy. Northwest has this thing called privacy by default. Basically, they use their address instead of yours on all those public documents. Your personal info stays private. And get this, they don't sell your data to third parties. That's huge in today's world where personal information is like gold. And some of their competitors, they might offer a similar service, but it often comes at an extra cost. And as for selling your data, well, let's just say they're not as always as protective as Northwest. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, Northwest sounds great, but are they worth the extra cost? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Here's the deal. Northwest might be a bit pricier upfront compared to some of their competitors. But when you factor in all those hidden fees and upsells from other companies, the price difference isn't as big as you might think. Plus, think about what you're getting for that money. Personalized expert support, real privacy protection, no surprise on hidden fees. When you're starting a business, peace of mind is worth a lot. So, is Northwest the best choice for everyone? If you're on a super tight budget and don't mind dealing with potential upsells and less personalized support, one of their competitors might work for you. But if you value privacy, expert help, and straightforward pricing, Northwest is hard to beat. The heroes triumph, your path to confident entrepreneurship. So, we've taken a deep dive into Northwest registered agents, and to wrap it up, they offer some serious benefits that can make your entrepreneurial journey a whole lot smoother. With their privacy protection, you don't have to worry about your personal info being out there for everyone to see. Their personalized service means you're getting expert help tailored to your needs, not just generic advice. And let's not forget that straightforward pricing. No nasty surprises down the road. Remember how overwhelming it felt when you first started looking into forming your LLC? Well, Northwest tackles those legal complexities head on, giving you peace of mind so you can focus on actually running your business. So, if you're ready to take the next step, I've got an exclusive deal for you. Click the link below in the description of this video to get started with Northwest registered agents for just $39. Trust me, your future self will thank you for making the smart move today. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Good luck with your LLC, and I'll see you soon.